Thank you. I just want to say a word about where we go from here. And I want to thank you all for your help in supporting this adjustment. As you know, it's up to the administration and the governor to now present options to you, or I should say the Joint Fiscal Committee. I met with my cabinet yesterday afternoon and basically instructed them to get back to us with recommendations, giving them as much flexibility as we possibly could about how we adjust revenues to spending. I made clear to them that there were certain things that would be off the table. We will not raise taxes on hardworking Vermonters. We will not in any way shift this to hardworking property taxpayers who are already having a hard enough time paying their property taxes, so the education property tax shift will not happen. And we will obviously do nothing to interrupt the good work that you all did to help us meet our debt obligations and our teachers' retirement obligations. In other words, we're not going to shift it off to future generations. The other thing that obviously would be off the table would be dipping into the rainy day fund. This is a relatively small adjustment when you look at the overall state budget, obviously over $5 billion, 1.4 billion general fund budget. It works out to a roughly 2% adjustment, so let's not forget we're going to be up 3% instead of 4.8, so we're still growing. And my agency secretaries and teams will get back to us with those recommendations soon. I just want to emphasize this is, as a business person who's been through this many times in my own business where you have to make adjustments, I think we're fortunate to have a system in Vermont where we actually are able to learn about exactly what's happening with our revenue in a way that allows us to make these adjustments in July instead of January, when it would be much more difficult. Since the fiscal year just started, if we can move quickly, we should be able to do this as painlessly as possible. I'm not suggesting there isn't pain, there always is some, but this is a doable challenge. When you look at the numbers, when you take off the table property taxes and the other things that I just said were off the table, what we really asked our agency secretaries to do is to come back with as a first cut, with a 4% goal, because obviously when you don't include education fund and others, it increases the shift to everybody else. That doesn't mean that every agency will have to do 4%. Some may will be able to do more, some may be able to do less. We'll work together to be thoughtful and smart, taking care of the Vermonters that need us, but also matching revenues with spending. I'll turn it over to Jeb for a second to discuss anything I've left, except we're going to move expeditiously, quickly. Look forward to working with you as a team in this process. And the long and the short of it, to give it a good analogy that I think folks will get is, you're putting together your family budget, you're getting a raise. You find out the raise is a little bit less than you thought it was, and you make the adjustments and go on and get on with your life. Go ahead, Jeff.
Well, the only thing I think you hit it all. We want to act fast, so actually I may as well share with the members of the emergency board the memo that was just sent out to our secretaries, commissioners, and business managers, which I'll do, that outlines what our plans are. And they basically, as the governor mentioned, target the 4%. We are asking our folks to get back to us by a week from today with their suggestions. And finance and management will be working over that weekend and through the week to actually go through those plans with people and hopefully finalize a plan that we can submit to the Joint Fiscal Committee, within a couple of weeks. You probably either have had a report or read the statute, but you're required as a Joint Fiscal Committee with your colleagues to render a decision within 21 days. You're supposed to have a public hearing before you render that decision. We'd love to work with you to do that in as timely a fashion as we can. In anticipation of that, we have done a few things. We've put a hold on filling vacancies without express position of the Secretary of Administration. We're asking for slowdown in discretionary spending, putting a hold on management requested position reclassifications. We are actually I may as well say we do not anticipate anything like a reduction in force or a renegotiation of the contract, but we have reached out to the VSCA and the Vermont Troopers Association to get together with an administration team They're anxious to actually do that, and they've got some suggestions on what they think might work in a way that would save some money, but not have a negative impact on our employees, and hopefully minimize the impact on important programs and services. So we have taken that action. We've asked our team to conduct business with the expectation that our rescission plans around the 4% target may actually take place, so that they can start adjusting right away, so that the eventual reduction, whatever we finally do submit to you guys and is approved, will hurt will have the least impact as possible. So we've already pushed the trigger on starting to get our spending in line with the revenues.
I just have one comment, which is that I'm pleased that property taxpayers are now going to be asked to shoulder this, and appreciate the fact that that's out of the gate.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's the right way to start.
Senator Rath?